Hi there, YouTube audience, and welcome to the next episode on the Spin Nerd channel. And today's episode will be about a big passion for me when it comes to music. This episode will be about the blues. Back in the days, a long time ago, when I was just a very small child, when my parents played some blues music on the radio, I was already quickly touched by that. It grabbed me in a way that other music genres didn't do. I'd love to dance around a bit to that kind of music, you know, and it actually developed as I grew older. You know, as a teenager, I was already, you know, discovering some more blues artists. You know, I think when I was like 17 years old, I already sang, or they asked me to sing in a blues band. And that was the period that I really got into this music more and more, you know, and I got to listen to stuff that really shaped my voice and that really, you know, made me the kind of singer I am today. So today, guys, I'm going to present my personal top 10 favorite blues albums to you. You know, the albums that really kind of changed my interest in music, that kind of changed my life as well, actually. Remember, this is my personal top 10 blues album list. If you know, have an other opinion about some albums, or I forgot to mention some terrific stuff, you know, please comment it below in the comment section. I will listen to that and give my opinion on those albums. Alright, let's just do it. Number 10 in my top 10 list is one of two live albums that are present in this list. The Allman Brothers Band live at Fillmore East. And this is, like I mentioned before, a live album. It is a very long live album by theirs. I absolutely love this album. This had to be in the top 10 list because, you know, the hours I spent listening to this album, you know, are just endless. Besides from that, it is a album I have to be in the right mood in to listen to. I really have to take the time to listen to it, maybe with a glass of whiskey. We've got some tremendous guitar work by Tbone Walker, of course, the legendary lead guitarist in the band, who passed away way too early. Yeah, this is a great one to check out, you know, and turn up your volume, guys. Turn it up. Next one, number 9 in my top 10 favorite blues albums, is an album by one of my favorite blues singers. It's an electric Chicago blues musician. I'm a huge fan when it comes to electric Chicago blues, and this album is a perfect example of that. It's Chicago blues in its purest form. We're talking about Junior Wells with the Hoodoo Man Blues. Yeah, I discovered this album not too long ago, and I was a fan immediately. Some very good, nice tunes on it. It's that kind of dark alley, underground blues bar. You know, it has that kind of atmosphere. Yeah, this is a great album. Number 9, Hoodoo Man Blues. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna shoot you right down. And then, of course, it's time for my number 8 in the list. It's John Lee Hooker's Burnin'. And, you know, I've got this album on CD together with another album from John Lee Hooker, Plays and Sings the Blues, which is an acoustic album. But I'm talking about, you know, this one on the back cover, you know, Burnin'. You know, one of the purest / darkest albums in the list. It's that kind of nighttime blues, you know. It's got some terrific material on it, you know. Boom, 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 of course, the song. Process, you know, great slow blues. Drugstore Woman, which is, you know, a little bit dated in 2021 because it's about, you know, John's preparation when it comes to women, and you know, he's like he's pretty much telling us that he wants his women back in the house when he comes home. That is that, you know, he doesn't need his woman to be anything else. Yeah, great album, Burnin' by John Lee Hooker. The next album, we are already at number 7, is, you know, I was wrong when I told you that I've included 2 live albums in the list. It's actually gonna be 3. This one is Muddy Waters live at Newport in 1960. This is, you know, again, blues in its purest form. It's one of my favorite live blues albums, apart from the one that comes later, of course. And it starts off with I Got My Brand on You, and then the ultra blues classic Hoochie Coochie Man comes along in a terrific live version that I actually prefer above the one that was recorded back in the studio. Baby Please Don't Go, Tiger in Your Tank, and I've Got My Mojo Working. Number 6 already in the list is, you know, for me, this is the king of shuffles, you know. We're talking about T-Bone Blues by Tbone Walker. Oh my god, and this is the part when it really gets to the, it really comes to the very great blues album. This is an album that I probably play the most of all the albums in the list. This is so good. Oh, Papa Ain't Salty, T-Bone Shuffle, T-Bone Blues Special, Stormy Monday Blues, you know, the original version of Stormy Monday, the song that was, you know, covered like a numerous times. And then it's time for my hero. The next album I am going to talk about is one that I really would love to own on vinyl, but I actually haven't found it yet. Oh, no, wait. I've actually found it once at a local record store for some kind of just, I don't know, whatever kind of way. I decided to let the album, you know, leave it behind in the store. Because apart from, you know, blues vibes, it also has, you know, soul and rhythm and blues and piano blues vibes on it. And the only artist that can do that can create such variety and such a unique sound on an album is no one else than, of course, Mr. Ray Charles. And the album I want to mention is The Genius Sings the Blues. This album has some of my favorite blues tracks on it. It has Early in the Morning on it, The Right Time. You know the night time, darling, is the right time to be. And that's not really all. Apart from that, we have also I'm Moving On, you know, a great cover, Mr. Charles Blues, which is a great instrumental. And of course, I Believe to My Soul. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I've sang in a blues band a long time ago, and that was a period that I actually started to develop my blues singing voice. One of the albums that really, you know, did a good job on that really contributed to that, was the terrific album Texas Flood by Mr. Stevie Ray Vaughan with his band Double Trouble. And while I'm saying this, I'm already, you know, getting shivers down my spine, you know. The one masterpiece after the other, you know, Pride and Joy, which is actually one of my favorites to do on a blues jam. Texas Flood, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and of course the beautiful ending song, Lenny. I love every song on this album. Alright guys, can you already feel it? We're coming to number 3 in the list. We're talking about none other band than the Paul Butterfield Blues Band with their magnificent debut album, the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. Blues in its most beautiful form, you know. Born in Chicago, shake your money maker. Blues with a feeling. I got my mojo working again. Last Night. This is, yeah. This is one of my favorite blues albums, of course, as it is on number 3. I like how Mr. Paul Butterfield's voice actually blends together a bit with his harmonica play. You know, terrific harmonica player. I think, yeah, one of the best harmonica blues players for me. The album has the perfect balance of up-tempo bangers combined with groovy ballads. The Paul Butterfield Blues Band. At number 2, guys, in the list, we are coming to the perfection you know, the perfection when it comes to blues albums. And this album actually was topping at number 1 for several years for me, and then it was popped straight off the number 1 by the one that comes next, of course. But we're talking about Magic Sam's West Side Soul. For many blues diehard fans, this is actually a blues masterpiece. Although it has this kind of title, West Side Soul, it isn't really a soul album. It is a blues album, in case you didn't know. Like already mentioned before, this is again one of those albums I am already searching for such a long time in several record stores and even online. If you find this album online, it's so damn fucking expensive. I Need You So Bad, I Feel So Good. This is such a great heavy boogie woogie song, you know, it's got that perfect musicianship on it. And this is actually one of the benefits of this album. It has such a great mix of pure, you know, 12-bar blues mixed up with some soul and some boogie woogie. I Don't Want No Woman, and a great version of Robert Johnson's original Sweet Home Chicago. This is such a great album. Please guys, check this one out. Even though you're not really a blues fan, just if you check this one out, you will become a blues fan. Great. We are coming to the number 1 album in the list. Yes, finally that great moment. The greatest blues album of all time. You know, I'm just going to mention it straight away. It's nothing else than Mr. B.B. King's Live at the Regal. Jesus Christ, you know, when I heard this album for the very first time, it just really instantly popped Mr. Magic Sam straight from the first place. The great story I know about this album is that it has been a sort of trendsetter and sort of big influence for a lot of artists like John Mayer, for example. He always puts this album on right before he goes on stage to, you know, just get the right mood for his show. It has just the perfect relationship between singer, band and audience. You know, Mr. King, he has a great connection with the audience on this album. You can hear everything so closely that you become a audience member yourself. It's my ultimate blues experience. Every Day I Have the Blues, you know, perfect intro song. And then what follows is a great sort of, I call it a medley of slower blues songs in one chain. Sweet Little Angel, It's My Own Fault, How Blue Can You Get? My favorite blues album of all time, and it will be at that place for probably a lot more years, because I have listened to so many blues albums, you know, lately, and none of them actually you know, takes this album's place. So guys, we are coming to the end of this episode. I hope you really enjoyed this kind of blues list. Like I mentioned before, if you have some own suggestions or some more blues information you wanna give me or you wanna share on this channel, please comment below. If you haven't already, of course, please also subscribe my channel. I would be very thankful, and you would be served with some great music stuff weekly. I hope you guys have a great lovely sunny weekend, and you put some blues music on while you're enjoying that after watching this episode. See you next week, guys. See you next week. Goodbye.